Vice President Kashim Shettima joins Africa leaders at inauguration of Gabon's president. Northern Pentecostal and Charismatic bishops sue for peaceful coexistence and religious harmony among Nigerians. At World Press Freedom Day, Information Minister urges media organizations to remain vigilant, says insufficient scrutiny threatens national security and public trust. Hello and welcome to the late evening news at 11 on NTA News 24, reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. My name is Justin Bemunyi. Now, President Bola Tinubu says his administration remains sincerely committed to the various interventions and projects aimed at development of Katsina State and other parts of the northern Nigeria. The president restated this commitment as he inaugurated agricultural and infrastructural projects executed by Katsina State government. Our status correspondent Musbaudan Wahab has the details.
Residents of Katsina put other activities on hold at this moment. The number one citizen is in town. Katsina remains one of the states that have produced some past leaders of the country. That include a political ally of the president's and immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari. For these and many reasons, President Bola Tinubu says he feels at home as he inaugurated the Agricultural Mechanization Center, which the state government is projecting to boost agriculture in the state. For these initiatives, President Tinubu commended Governor Radda for upholding the exemplary leadership traits known with past leaders who have come out of the state, including the late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua.
I want to assure the Nigerian public that agriculture in the heart of our program is a must for us. I could see many of the governors here present, dedicated and committed to food sovereignty. We, at the federal level, we are committed to all of this, and we are investing in mechanization. We face the challenge of irrigation and water management. The old style of agriculture is gone.
The president assured that his government will sustain and build on various projects aimed at transforming the region, including the Kano-Katsina-Maradi rail project and agricultural projects, as he believes solution to hunger will also help in solving insecurity in the country.
What we are commissioning is effort to banish hunger, commitment to food sovereignty, great empowerment for our people, small and large-scale farmers. Once we liberate ourselves from hunger, we will appreciate peace and progress.
Governor Radda appreciated the federal government under the leadership of President Tinubu for his reforms that have increased financial allocation to the subnationals to ensure all-round development.
We have also received the support of 25 billion as a direct intervention from the federal government under your stewardship. Sir, these are your 25 billion naira. This is what we use the money for. The mechanization center will serve 34 local governments and we have over 400 Lobo directors that we assemble here today. Multifunctional combined harvesters, digs, harrows, and ridges, as well as 1,000 multiplanters with us today.
While promising to continue to maximize the opportunity with more commitment to developmental projects, the governor seeks more federal support, particularly in ending insecurity.
We'll continue to count on the federal government support to completely eradicate banditry and criminality in our state and the Northwest region in general, Mr. President.
President Tinubu also inaugurated a 24-kilometer Katsina Eastern Bypass dual carriageway and flyover bridge named after him. From Katsina, Musbau and Wahab, NT News.
And more commendations are coming in for the bold decisions and reforms of the Tinubu's administration, which are reportedly repositioning the subnational governments with more resources to facilitate development and growth at the grassroots across Nigeria. Governor Diko Rada of Katsina State appreciated the leadership of President Bola Tinubu through the economic transformation of the country. State House correspondent Musbau Dan Wahab reports that it was at the state banquet and presidential interactive session with Katsina elders.
So there is need. Please, Mr. President, once again, we appreciate what you are doing, but support the governors to empower communities.
Do everything to fight terrorism and banditry. Yes, we will invest more in technology. We will take over all our forests. We must. It was never like this before in Nigeria, but we will reverse the trend.
Now, President Bola Tinubu has departed Katsina after a two-day working visit to the state. The presidential airplane took off from the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua Airport, Katsina, at about 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. On arrival in Katsina on Friday, the president addressed troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces, after which he proceeded to inaugurate two projects, a 24-kilometer road, an agricultural mechanized center executed by the state government. Today, the president also attended the wedding fatia of a daughter of Katsina State Governor Diko Rada before departing Katsina. Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shettima was among dignitaries that attended the inauguration of Gabonese President Brice Oligui Nguema. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibila reports that this followed Oligui's election victory on April 12, 2025. The inauguration ceremony, which held at the Stade de l'Amitié Sino-Gabonaise in Libreville, Gabon, saw military parades, march past and display of Gabon's rich cultural heritage. The president of Gabon, Brice Clotaire Oligui Nguema, thanked citizens of the country for their overwhelming support for him, leading to his emergence as a democratically elected president. He pledged to work hard for the development of Gabon, as well as empower the youth in order to secure the future of the nation, and also recognize the role of the United Nations, as he pledged to work with them, just as he called for peaceful coexistence amongst African nations. Vice President Kashim Shettima has since returned to Abuja. Now, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, says the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration is committed to national unity, territorial integrity, and inclusive governance. He made the remarks while receiving a delegation from the Northern Pentecostal and Charismatic Bishops' Communion of Nigeria, led by Archbishop John Praise Daniel. Shehu Muhammad Dati reports.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, urged religious leaders to support the federal government's efforts to promote national security and unity in line with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. He emphasized the critical role of religious leaders in society, stressing their responsibility in fostering interfaith harmony and peaceful coexistence among Nigeria's diverse ethnic groups.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu believes he can do it no matter the circumstances. He's a veteran, politician and statesman. He believes in our country, its unity, its territorial integrity, and he runs the government that is very, very inclusive.
Archbishop John Praise Daniel commended President Tinubu for establishing the Federal University of Applied Sciences in Kachia, southern Kaduna, saying it has brought educational opportunities closer to the people. He also praised the government's commitment to economic development and its initiatives to boost agricultural productivity.
We have seen a lot of changes taking place, and we know this is just 2 years plus. By the time the president is doing his 4 years, I think we should be able to see a lot more developments taking place.
Prayers were offered during the visit for the continuous success of President Tinubu's administration and the progress of the nation. In Abuja, Shehu Muhammad Dati, NTA News.
Happy World Press Freedom Day. This is from the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, as Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark the day with the theme Reporting in the Brave New World, the impact of artificial intelligence on press freedom and the media. The minister wants media organizations to be vigilant and must not allow their platforms, whether traditional or digital, to be hijacked by subversive elements, terrorists, anti-state actors, or ultra-nationalist groups who seek to undermine the collective peace and the sovereignty of Nigeria. He said that granting such elements access to the public sphere without scrutiny not only endangers national security, but also erodes public trust in the media. He urged public and private media, including the civil society, to work together to protect freedom of expression while embracing technology that advances rather than diminishes the values that are so dear to the people. The government spokesperson in a statement reaffirms that the Tinubu administration remains deeply committed to upholding press freedom as a cornerstone of democracy and assured the promotion of policies that promote media innovation while protecting journalists from the misuse of technology. The federal government, he added, is currently developing a national policy framework on the responsible use of artificial intelligence in the media space to ensure that innovation does not come at the cost of ethics, press freedom, or national security. Now, the story of Nigeria can better be told by Nigerians. The Director General, Voice of Nigeria, VON, Jibrin Babandache, emphasized these when he led management of VON to office of one of Nigeria's indigenous telecommunications companies. Bolaji completes the story.
Voice of Nigeria currently broadcasts in about 7 international languages, and it's planning to increase the number by leveraging every available technology to achieve its mandate. This explains why management of the radio house, led by the Director General, is seeking partnership with an indigenous telecommunications service provider. The collaboration is expected to avail Voice of Nigeria the opportunity to tap into various human resources and technology required to tell the Nigeria story.
Leverage on Glo platform in deepening our storytelling opportunity, because our job is to consistently, continuously, truthfully, and believably, unapologetically be in the forefront of telling the stories of Nigeria and Nigeria, Africa and Africa. And we can't do that when we don't have the right technology.
For management of Globacom, the partnership, apart from providing high digital communication technology, will also serve as a means of propagating genuine and undiluted reports about Nigeria. Both organizations believe the collaboration will provide Nigerians the best information technology. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
This is the late of the news at 11 on NTA News 24. Up ahead, Spanish Embassy in Nigeria promotes diplomacy through cultural tolerance. We have more stories when we return.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, one person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, one person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary healthcare center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
You're welcome back. Now, to enhance healthcare delivery in Nigeria, collaborative efforts from individuals, organizations, and government agencies remain essential for achieving quality outcomes. In a significant step towards this objective, the Dr. Obe Charity Foundation, a non-governmental organization, was officially launched in Abuja with a mission to provide medical care and support to underserved communities. Alika Opanachi reports.
The Nigerian government continues to make deliberate strides towards improving access to quality healthcare services. These efforts are being bolstered by key stakeholders and non-governmental organizations. Joining this vital cause is the Dr. Obe Charity Foundation, a non-governmental organization established to address the medical needs of vulnerable populations. The foundation formally launched with the unveiling of a book titled The Joy of Being Hurt, authored by its founder, Tosimi Obe Majesty, shared the inspiration behind both the foundation and her book, explaining that the publication delves into the complexities of human emotions and celebrates the strength that arises from resilience.
Young people, children, can give CPR overseas and save lives. We've seen 6-year-olds help their parents come back to life. While they're calling 911, they're giving chest compressions and their families have been saved. We can do this. We can make our schools, NYC camps and everywhere a place of training and start training people for free.
Health sector stakeholders applauded the emotional depth and philosophical insight of the book.
Lots of needless deaths, that happen in our society, and anything we can do to bring that down is certainly something that is worth supporting.
She was trained in this country. She now works in the United States of America, and she's come back. It's like giving back to your community. And this is what everyone should be thinking about. If you have benefited from the country in any way, then you should give back.
The book is dedicated to Dr. Obe Majesty's late father, a pioneering figure in Nigerian healthcare sector. He was the first medical doctor from Benue State and the founder of Salem Hospital in Otukpo in Abuja. Alika Opanachi, Arua, NTA News.
The National Hospital is celebrating the 10th anniversary of its trauma center, a first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. The facility has strived through many challenges to become a leading hub in the care and treatment of patients who have suffered major injuries. Dennis Adegley reports.
James, not his real name, finds himself here at the burns unit of the National Trauma Center in Abuja following a workplace accident. He narrates his ordeal and the type of care he has been receiving.
The waste management is more of burning using our incinerator. So some of the waste got exploded, and unfortunately I was engulfed by the fire and got burnt. Because of the circumstances surrounding my case, I was transferred to this place for a better care.
His is just one of the approximately 20,000 cases that have come before the centre since inception. By law, those who have suffered major traumatic injuries, such as in traffic accidents or gunshot wounds, must be treated within 24 hours regardless of their capacity to pay. This is explained by the Chief Medical Director of the National Hospital, Professor Mohamed Raji Mahmood, is one of its major challenges.
We know that care of trauma diseases very, very expensive, most especially the first few days. It can run into millions. So all this comes from the purse of the National Hospital itself.
The trauma center has done a great deal in trying to alleviate the suffering, the challenges of those individuals that have been seriously injured.
We have had about 60% success rates.
The facility, which is certified as a Level 4 trauma center, also serves as a hub for main training in advanced trauma surgery. Despite these challenges, staff remain dedicated to giving the best possible care to patients like James, who says without them, things might have turned out quite different. In Abuja, Dennis Adegunloye, NTA News.
Now, the Spanish Embassy in Nigeria has hosted an unforgettable night where diplomacy took a creative, center stage through the power of music and cultural collaboration. Adaobi Obichina reports that the event brought together lovers of culture and music, creating an opportunity to relax and network.
Music, a unifying language, was on full display at the Spanish classical music concert, which featured a captivating blend of Afro-cultural performances. The Spanish duo Fente Fente wowed the audience by using everyday household items to produce melodious sounds. The Director General of the National Troupe of Nigeria, the Director General of the National Council of Arts and Culture, the Spanish Cultural Advisor, and the First Secretary of the Embassy of Spain spoke about the significance of the cultural concerts.
We can see that this beautiful initiative by the Spanish Embassy is very commendable, because we can see the power of music that cuts across borders and which creates a very good link for cultural diplomacy. So we can all feel the power of oneness through music.
You know, Spain has a deep African roots. The Moors from Africa invaded Spain for 700 years, and the whole of Spain has that deep African connection, especially in the north of Spain.
For us, it was another opportunity to exchange the richness of the two countries' culture. Nigeria is a great country with such a rich culture, and it's always a pleasure, and we always have fun enjoying and exchanging with Nigeria.
Spanish music has been influenced by African rhythms for a long time, and I think through music we can keep building bridges between one country and the other.
Other attendees also shared their thoughts, saying the collaboration would help promote cultural heritage between both nations and strengthen the ties between them.
Again, I usually say how we all have like the same formula for creating the same sounds, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. But when we come together, we see, we find our similarities and where we can blend together.
Very immersive experience. The cultural exchange was something to behold. I really like the part where the Spanish sound and the Nigerian sound came together, you know, that fusion. I thought it was really great.
With the blend of Afrocentric beats and Spanish instrumentals, guests at the event swayed to the harmony of the diverse musical expressions. Adobe Obiechina, NTA News.
This is where we end the late of the news at 11 and NTN 24. Thank you so much for being a part of it. My name is Justin Bem. You do have a wonderful night rest.